Top 5 best gourmand perfumes from the brand Lattafa. Now, of course, Lattafa makes some really amazing fragrances. A lot of them, of course, are inspired by more popular designer or niche fragrances, although they do have some original creations. Well, here we have some incredible fragrances. And of course, if you like your perfumes to be inexpensive, long-lasting, but also sweet-leaning, make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you about these 5 amazing gourmand perfumes from the brand Lattafa, and of course, if you look around online, you can find all of these for a really good price. But before I jump into the review, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So again, all of these can be found online for a really good price. I purchased most of them on Amazon, and I'll let you know what I think of them as I reveal them. I'll also try to comment a little bit on the longevity and stuff like that. But look, hit subscribe, hit the bell, give this video a thumbs up. Please support. It would really mean a lot. Let's go ahead and just jump into the video, right? So in the number 5 spot, and of course, this one really requires no introduction. This one is the ever so popular Camra Kahwa. Now, a lot of people ask, well, what's the difference between this one and the original Camra? So this one has this added coffee note in the dry down. So it's a bit more ambery. You have this touch of coffee. It is such a beautiful fragrance. And of course, it also has the vanilla, the praline. It has the cognac, the cinnamon, these boozy tendencies. And also it is very long lasting, right? So I find the original Camra to be maybe a little bit longer lasting than this one, but I like the added depth that you're going to get from this one. It definitely comes across rich, intoxicating. It has this, I wouldn't say playful, but it definitely has this sophisticated aura about it. The presentation is gorgeous, and for the price, I bought this on Amazon. And I don't remember how much I paid. Have to pray too if I want to keep with this hobby, but I think I paid like 40 bucks or under 40 bucks. It really, I mean, it's going for a great price, and the presentation is amazing. But again, the cinnamon, the vanilla, the praline, it's these ingredients specifically that allow it to lean gourmand. Now, of course, with a name like Yara Candy, one can expect this one to be sweet leaning. So good. It is so good, right? So if you're a lady watching this, and especially if you're, you know, anybody can wear this, right? So I'm not going to say it's limited to a certain season or occasion or demographic. Although I think because of the, you know, vanilla that is in here, the strawberry vibe, it's a little sugary. It also has candied fruits in here. So this one I think caters to a younger demographic, but honest to goodness, I think anybody can wear this one. If you like the way that it smells, just don't get deterred by these categorizations and classifications. But I think this is beautiful. If you're a fan of strawberry, if you like your perfumes to be on the gourmand side of things and maybe a little bit sugary, so potentially catering to a younger demographic, Yara Candy, I think, is amazing. And a lot of people often make that comment that if a perfume, take Aqualina's Pink Sugar, for example, if it's a bit sweet leaning or sugary, they say, oh, it's, you know, for like a high schooler or an early college student or something like that. I get where people are coming from with that. I just think, you know, there's a certain sophistication that comes along with woods and resins and amber and balsams and all that stuff. But I personally love the way that this one smells. It's a great fragrance, the dried fruits and that candied vibe that's in here. Now this one is going to be even sweeter, but this one also kind of like balances the line between being sweet and sophisticated because there's rum in here. Rum, vanilla, and sugar is what you're going to find in Artisan Ethnique. So this is the brand's take on a perfume by a brand called BTSO, which stands for Born to Stand Out. And they have a fragrance called Sugar Addict. So this is Lattafa's version. And let me tell you, it is incredibly long lasting. 12 plus hours. Of the 3 on this table right now, this one is beast mode, right? So if you're prioritizing longevity, if you're like, you know what, I don't care if there's a negligible difference in the smell, I'm just looking for longevity. I want to spray it on in the morning. I want it to last a whole day. I don't want to worry about reapplying. Artisan Ethnique is definitely the way to go. It's such a long-lasting fragrance. I mean, I can't even say much more about the longevity. I'm telling you, this one will last you 12 plus hours. And when I first got it in the mail a month and a half ago, something like that, I sprayed it in the box, and I hate to say this, but I smelled it as I sprayed it in the box, and it stung my nostrils. Like, this stuff is really, really strong. And even if you spray it in the air right now, like, give it a chance to settle down. I know some people might feel compelled to put it on and leave the house right away. You can spray it on, wait a half hour, then leave the house. People will smell this on you. No slouch. All right. So if we're talking sweet Lattafa perfumes and I don't mention this one, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. So Eclair. Now, you know the deal with this one, right? So this is their take on I Giardini di Toscana's Bianco Latte, which is like a viral perfume. And it's a sweet vanilla, milky caramel fragrance. So it's this lactonic, salty, caramel, gourmand, rich perfume. And Lattafa made a version of it that lasts longer. So, my goodness. And this is, so a lot of people will argue it's feminine leaning. I get it. I think it's totally unisex, if we're being honest. I can see something like this being feminine leaning, and I'm not going to contest that. This one I would say is more on the unisex side of things, especially if we take something with a comparable olfactive profile, something like Italica by Casa Moratti, totally unisex, right? The vanilla, the caramel. So Eclair, I would also argue, is totally unisex, but it's such a beautiful fragrance. My goodness. Again, bought it on Amazon. This one I think might have been a bit more expensive than Camera Kahwa, just because I feel like this is so popular and maybe they made more units, or this is a newer release. I don't know what the internal politics of that are all about, but beautiful fragrance. Eclair is to die for. I mean, it's amazing. If you're a fan of gourmands, if you like caramel, if you like milky perfumes, Eclair is one you must have in your collection. But in the number one spot, and this is a newer release and as a gourmand, the uniqueness, of course, it's all going to be subjective, right? So you try them on your own skin, see which one aligns with your personal taste. I can't say this is better or that's better. They all have their own unique personality. They all have something really interesting going for them. But let me tell you something. This one, it has a brioche ingredient in it. So you'll smell like a patisserie. You'll smell like a French pastry shop, basically. There's vanilla, there's praline, there's brioche. And this one is so good. It really, really is so good. This is an original creation. And it's interesting. It kind of reminds me of a blend between two Navitus Parfum fragrances, Lost in a Dream and Baklava Royale. But I'm not going to go there. This is phenomenal. It really, really is. I'm telling you, if you want a long-lasting, affordable, high-quality Lattafa perfume, something that smells sweet, something that's milky and buttery, just gourmand goodness, you have to try Brioche Vanille. You have to try Brioche Vanille. The perfume presentation is so good. I mean, it is so cool. It has this, it looks like a ceramic pot with bread on it. Really interesting. And very similar presentation to Artisan Ethnique. I think this is from the Pride collection. But nevertheless, longevity is there. Beautiful gourmand. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Top 5 incredible gourmand perfumes from the brand Lattafa. What are your favorites? Drop your comment down below. And also, if you took anything of value from today's episode, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. Thank you again so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.